Hi, everybody. I'm here today with Amy Whitell. Amy is a member of our advisory board here at FinTech North. She's also the CEO and co-founder of Collctiv, who I'm sure many of you will know from some of our events over the past couple of years, but Collctiv are a group payments app based out of Manchester. So I just want to sort of start off and thank Amy really for her support over the last sort of 18 months or so as she's been part of the advisory board. She's been helping FinTech North with our strategy along with the other board members, and has generally supported FinTech North events over the past couple of years really well. So wanted to start with a little thank you to you, Amy. I just thought you'd maybe be good to kick this interview off by just asking you to tell us a little bit about yourself really, and I suppose your FinTech story, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure. And well, thanks for your thanks, Joe. It's been a great kind of journey and a great community to be a part of over the years. But yeah, in terms of myself, I founded Collctiv just over 3 years ago, along with my co-founder Pete Casson. We were previously working in an edtech scale-up together as COO and CTO. So we had a good couple of years of working together under our belts before we co-founded a fintech. In terms of it being a fintech and how did I get into that? Well, unintentionally, it's probably the right word. So other than when I was a bit younger, soon out of university, I started a microfinancing social enterprise. We made small business loans to ex-offenders in the UK and delivered business training to guys and girls coming out of prison, in an attempt to help those people to access finance that they couldn't normally access from high street sources with their records and things like that, so they could start those businesses. But apart from that, I've not looked to have a career in fintech. The main reason for being a fintech founder now is because it was fintech that solved the problem that I had as the customer that we served, and the problem that we set out to try to solve, which is that everyone always owes me money, Joe. And fundamentally, I'm not okay with it anymore. Times are hard. People need to give me their money back. And that's really where fintech comes into it, because making it easy for people who organize everything for everyone else socially to collect money from a wide group of people, often people that it's a bit awkward to be chasing for money, not necessarily your best friends, but maybe colleagues or people you a little bit sort of don't know as well. Making it really easy for that person who always takes it on themselves to arrange everything for everyone else was just solely a selfish journey, Joe, so that I could stop being out of pocket. And here we are.
Oh, no, listen, I know that there's a truly innovative company there that you're part of. And obviously, I know from our conversations that you're really passionate about, financial inclusion and the financially excluded, like you touched upon there with the sort of the start of your story, but also equality, diversity and inclusion within fintech as well. We've had many chats on those topics before as well, haven't we? So I fully get what you said there about the group payments. So I'm just in the middle of trying to arrange a New Year's with my friends, and I think Collctiv would do a good job of helping with that. So I suppose let's just think a little bit about on the subject of being selfish, let's talk about FinTech North then. So what are your thoughts on FinTech North, Amy? Have you got any kind of general views on the community and at large?
Yeah, so FinTech North was probably one of, as a really early stage startup a few years ago, was one of the main platforms, the main communities for A, a platform, and B, a community. So getting started in FinTech is, unless I guess you've got a career or you've had a career in financial services, management consulting or banking, then your black book of people who know about fintech is probably quite slim. Yeah. So it was definitely, back in sort of 2019 onwards when Pete and I first started on this journey. It was just a great place knowing that the FinTech North events were going to be filled with a variety of different people from the ecosystem, and also just as a way to become aware as well of the breadth of the ecosystem in the North, because we're all led to believe that all financial innovation happens in London, and I've no doubt that some of it does, but there's quite a lot of innovation available to us all, and there's quite a lot of it that happens up in the North. So FinTech North had that kind of dual benefit for me and for Collctiv, which has been being the community, introducing us to other people in the ecosystem and giving us a platform to speak at different events and stuff as well.
Amen to that. We don't all need to go to London, do we? So
well, we can't at the minute anyway, can we? There's no trains.
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't get there if you wanted to. No, thanks for that. It's great to hear that from you, and I hope we can continue to be that platform for early stage fintechs. And I think for us, we really care about those early stage companies. Without that innovation at that stage, and where would we be as a sector, I suppose. So thinking forward, then, Amy, what do you hope that we can achieve together over the next few years? Like what would be sort of your I suppose like a wish list or a target for what FinTech North can be and become?
Yeah, so it's a great question, because I think obviously FinTech, well, obviously being on the advisory board for, like you say, 12 to 18 months or so now, I've seen kind of the great work that FinTech North has done with limited resource and the amount of people that it's impacted, and that's been great. And I think going forward, keeping those values of independence and neutrality, and being able to bring all the members of the ecosystem together, including the startups, the scale-ups, I think will be really key. One of the things I would love to see FinTech North continue to do is to be a voice of the actual fintechs within the fintech ecosystem, because there's a lot of spotlight on UK fintech this or UK fintech that, but very often those spotlights aren't necessarily on the actual fintechs, or those fintechs don't necessarily have the voice because they're too small, or they don't have the ability to pay their way into having their voice heard. And FinTech North and the other kind of fintech regional bodies are often a great way for those fintechs to actually be heard and be part of the evolution and development of the ecosystem. So I think that's probably, I know that's obviously from my standpoint as a fintech, but it's in the name. So let's keep the fintechs involved in fintech, and that's what I'd say.
I couldn't agree more. So just to bring this to a bit of a close, then, and I think you've probably touched upon it a little bit there, then, but I just wanted to ask you about, what you thought would be the main opportunities for FinTech North. Yeah, do you mind sort of building on that a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's probably a lot of FinTech North have started to do it, already with the kind of the sandbox partnership that's been recently launched. But for the entrepreneurs and innovators who are not from a financial services background or a banking background, I think FinTech North could continue to play a bigger role in that linking up of the ecosystem. So we will continue to have financial innovation that benefits banks and financial sector if it's only ever the innovators from that background that continue to innovate and to be supported in that innovation. So if we want financially inclusive fintech products or tech in general, and if we want fintech development that does benefit consumers and SMEs, then we need the entrepreneurs and the founders from those backgrounds and communities and experiences, which are other than banking and financial services and management consulting. We need those guys to also know how to start and scale fintechs within the ecosystem. So I think FinTech North hopefully will continue to play a role in joining those dots and letting people like myself 3 years ago know, oh, there's so-and-so here, it would be really great to speak to, or let us link you up with this person, or come to this event, there'll be some good stuff, good discussions to happen at this round table, or whatever it might be. I think that will actually really help innovation to continue to happen where it's needed most, which is the people that are not from inside the status quo financial sector.
Brilliant. Well said. I'd just like to thank you for your time really today. I know you're really busy at the minute, and yeah, thank you for your continued support, and yeah, look forward to seeing where you and the team go with Collctiv over the next few months and years. It'll be fantastic to see the progress of another innovative Northern fintech. So yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, Joe.